Hello everybody and welcome to the unboxing and review of the Zombie Tarot Mystical Prediction Oracle with card deck and instructions. I think this deck is super fun, especially when it comes to like a themed gimmicky deck is what I call it, because you've got insight and ammunition for surviving the undead uprising. And if you're a zombie fan or Halloween fan, I think this deck is perfect. Created by Stacey Graham and Headcase Design. How cool is that? High caliber divination. So it's just a really fun, interesting, different deck. I really like it. Oh, I like that. In the event of a zombie attack, get to a secure location, open this box, and consult the Zombie Tarot. This fully functional 78-card tarot deck offers valuable advice on life, love, family, friendship, automatic firearms, premature burials, cannibalism, children, and more. The enclosed instruction book shows how to interpret all 78 cards and provides helpful tips on giving a reading. So let's open it up. So it's always going to have this little lip here, which is where you grab it and like slide the box open. This is actually really cool because it's almost like you're opening up a box of ammunition, right? If you're a fan of what was that show, The Walking Dead? I think you'd really love this deck. So let's get into the book a little bit. The book is horizontal like this, which is a bit different. Usually we kind of see them as like portrait mode like this, but that's kind of fun. It's different. So you've got your booklet, you have your table of contents. Here's explaining like the Zombie Tarot, understanding the suits and numbers. So you've got like cups, wands, swords, and hazards. So instead of pentacles or discs or coins, you actually have hazards. And then it breaks down through the numbers. Aces, twos, all the way through the tens. And then you get a little bit of the court cards. How to conduct a reading. I think that's really important and interesting. And here are some, the broken heart. So you've got the beginner, which is like a past, present, future 3-card spread. You've got the broken heart spread that's got eight cards. You have the gravestone, and then you have the eyeball, and then you also have the severed head. That's interesting. And then you get into the major arcana. So that's pretty much what you get. You get a depiction of the card, and then the title, some keywords over here. So new journey, first steps, hasty choices, and a paragraph of what it is. Kind of like explaining a little bit of what the Fool is and tying it together with the theme, right? The zombie theme. The Magician here. Deception, opportunist, puppet master, which, yeah, it can totally mean that. Is the magician working on a zombie cure? Or does he have something more sinister in mind? Ooh. Don't be fooled by this smooth talker's ideas and opportunities. They may be too good to be true. Even when he seems extremely willing to help with your problems, he likely has his own agenda. Very interesting. And this is pretty accurate to the Magician card. This one, of course, has a bit more of a sinister tone because, I mean, hello, it's the Zombie Tarot. Obviously, it's going to have a sinister tone to it. But like, you don't get, also this deck, as I've noticed, you don't get upright meanings and reversed meanings. You kind of just get 3 keywords and then a paragraph of what it means. So that's pretty much it for the major arcana. And as you can see, all the major arcana are in red, at least in the book. They're not really like that in the tarot, but they're all red in the book. Then the minor arcana gets pretty much the same love, which I like that. You still get the title, you get 3 keywords and a paragraph. Now, as you can see, the cups are more blue, the wands are more yellow, which I like that. The swords are more red, pretty much like the majors. And the pentacles are more of this green. Or the hazards, I should say, are more of this green. And then the back is kind of like, almost like these old school ads, which are just super fun and interesting. Almost like a magazine ad, but like old school from the 50s kind of situation. So that's a fun little book that I enjoy. Okay, so let's get to the cards. Here are the backs of the cards. So you have your the cover on the side here, kind of like this this psychic zombie. And the cardstock is actually pretty good. It's flexible, but it's thick, you know? It's flexible and thick, so I like that. Okay, I will show you guys all 78 cards. They are in order right now. I'm gonna show you all of them in order. If you don't wanna see all of them, you can skip around, jump this part altogether. It's entirely up to you, but I'm gonna show you guys all of them. So here's the Fool. I love this like 50s style husband. Somehow he's walking through a cemetery and then maybe his wife is like coming back to life. Here we saw the Magician a little bit, but here we see it better, right? Because he's not in that red filter. He's in full color. And as you can see, it shows here like the number of the card, the title, and if it's a major or a minor arcana, but you don't get the keywords that were in the book. You don't get them on here. We've got the Empress. She's got like her own zombie daughter. The Emperor, very protective. That's pretty cool. I actually like this, the Hierophant as the television or as the newscaster. It's actually a bit of a spin on the Hierophant that I find to be really interesting. Oh, here's the Lovers. The zombie took his heart. So if you like dark humor, if you like, again, Halloween and horror movies, this deck is definitely for you. I like the Justice, how it's weighing the mind and the heart. I like that a lot. The Hermit, she's just chilling and the zombies are trying to get her. And she's like, I'm reading a book and having some chocolate. Wheel of Fortune. Strength. Now, I know that some decks out there change. So Strength and Justice, a lot of times you might see this in different decks. They switch places. So a lot of times you see the Strength being number 8 and Justice being number 11. And this one, they flipped it. There's nothing wrong with that. To me, it doesn't change the meaning. It doesn't bother me. But I know that some decks will do that. So if you're like, hey, why is Strength coming after Justice? That's why a lot of decks do that. Like the Thoth and the Rider-Waite-Smith, for example, which are the two like decks that a lot of other decks are based on, they do that. They switch. This death is really interesting because it's like the alive and then like the undead and and the what is it, the food pyramid kind of thing, what to eat. Temperance. Now, this is of course my opinion. I don't see myself using this deck very often, to be honest with you. It's a fun deck, it's different, it kind of like makes you chuckle a little bit, but I still think it gives like pretty interesting readings. But I don't really, oh here, that's cool, the Rescue. But I don't really see myself like pulling this deck any time outside of like Halloween time. Wow, that's cool, the world is on fire. And they're like in a bunker, kind of safe or something, but where else are they gonna go? Then we get to the Ace of Wands. So we're getting to the Suit of Wands. And as you can see, you can kind of identify by this yellow color on the sides that we're dealing with the wands. I mean, you can of course obviously read it, but this is also an identifier. Oh, that's interesting. Like they're trying to get into the party, and here they've already got into the party and they are the party. Even zombies want to party too. Five of Wands is interesting. They're fighting over his leg, which Five of Wands is about a fight, a struggle, a competition. Six of Wands is victory. Unfortunately here, the undead are the victorious ones. So again, you can kind of like read, especially for this card, you can see yourself as the undead and be like, oh, I am victorious. Or if you're dealing with your issue and maybe you're seeing the issue as the zombies, right? Like, whatever it is that you're reading about, your situation, you're seeing that as the undead, and it's like, oh crap. Then the victory card is like, my negative situation is winning. Which either could be correct. It just gives a bit of a different spin on the card. Here we get into the Ace of Swords. It would be interesting if they changed the name to like the suit of chainsaws, or like the suit of machetes or something. Or the suit of blades or knives. Although, I mean, it's fine with the swords because it is the traditional name of it, but they changed the pentacles to hazards. It'll be fun to maybe see the swords also changed to a different name. Or even like there's a lot of machine gun, right? There's a machine gun here, one here, and one here. So it'll be interesting to see that as almost like the suit of guns. I don't know. The Eight of Swords, entrapment, yep. Oh, he's like he's like so close to the swords. How interesting is that? The Nine. And the Ten of Swords. Dismembered, yeah. Against the Page. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. And now we're getting to the Cups. The Two of Cups. that's like the kind of like dark humor that this deck is going to appeal to people, because the Two of Cups means love, so they're like maybe in like a romantic dinner, but the husband or the wife is the zombie eating the brain, and then whoever cooked the meal is like, oh, I'm alive still. Three of Cups, celebration. The dead and the undead coming together. Oh, that makes sense. It's the Five of Cups. Well, this is interesting. It looks like a window, but at the same time it doesn't. I don't know if it's a window or if it's supposed to be like, oh, I'm imagining myself in this place. Like I'm dreaming of the beach. Oh, and here she is at the beach. That's cool. While the world burns. We've got the Page of Cups. The Knight. A zombie just surfing. That's hilarious. We've got the Queen. And the King. So it's almost like in this deck, the zombies or the undead are like us, right? Although sometimes we do change positions depending on what you're looking at. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Like working together with the zombies. This guy, doesn't he look like an actor? I feel like he does. I don't know what actor that is, but he looks like an actor. Here we've got the Five of Hazards or the Five of Pentacles. As you can see again, it changed to green. So you know, of course you can read it, but you can also identify by the color. The Seven. Here's the Eight. The Nine of Hazards, Dead Mart. Is she shopping for a zombie? Is that what's going on here? Is she shopping for a zombie? Oh, that's wild. 10 of Hazards. Now the zombies are like working for them. Then you've got the Page. We've got the Knight. The Queen, and finally the King of Hazards. I like how they kind of look at each other, not really. But yes, these are the backs. As I showed you guys before, the cardstock is not bad. It's just it's flexible, but it's actually pretty thick. So I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing and review of the Zombie Tarot. As you can see, it is like this dark humor, cheeky, fun, very gimmicky kind of tarot deck. But I think there's quite a bit of variety on here where it can give a very interesting reading. If you are a seasoned tarot reader, I think that we almost have to open our own minds and be like, you know what? Let me go by maybe like more of the artwork rather than traditional meaning of what the title is. And just like, what is the image showing me? So I feel like this is more image, like intuition. The image is pulling your intuition more than, and if you are, then like the title. And if you are a brand new beginner to the tarot, this deck is definitely going to challenge your intuition, which can definitely be a good thing. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining me for the unboxing and walkthrough of the Zombie Tarot. And I'll see you guys next time.